Warning. If you have a problem with the sight of or mention of blood, click away now. This build contains races and subclasses that use, produce, and consume blood. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drehan, back once again with another Dungeons & Dragons character conversion reloaded. In this little mini-series, I take a look at some older builds that I have done, and depending on the situation, whether that be I missed a part of that character's lore, or some new material has been released, I revamp that build using that new material or that piece of lore that I had forgotten. In the case of Sorin Markov, it is actually a bit of both. I did fail to see a piece of Sorin's lore, and we did get some new material from some of the more recent additions that fit Sorin a little bit better than that previous build. So if you do not know who Sorin Markov is, then Sorin Markov is the planeswalker, or at least one of the 3 planeswalkers that sealed the Eldrazi away on Zendikar, alongside Udin and Nahiri. Now, the planeswalkers are from another one of the Wizards of the Coast products, Magic the Gathering. And every so often, those 2 franchises will cross paths, as seen in Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica and the Mythic Odysseys of Theros. Now, I will go over a bit more of Sorin's backstory here in a moment. So, let's go ahead and get right into this build. So, starting things off with our stats, we'll be using the point-buy system. Strength will be a 14, Dexterity will be a 10, Constitution will be a 14, Intelligence will be a 13, Wisdom will be a 9, and Charisma will be a 13. Not much difference from our previous build's stats. Now, race, we want Vampire, and while the Planeshift series does have 2 different vampires, and Sorin comes from the plane known as Innistrad, we unfortunately have to go with one of the other Planeshift materials, more specifically the Planeshift Exalin. And I choose Planeshift Exalin because it does have a feat that we can choose later on, where the Exalin Vampire gains the ability to fly, which is really good. However, some Dungeon Masters might not like the Planeshift series, since they consider it a homebrew material. Which, fine, I guess. So, we'll have to go ahead and go with the race Dampier, which can be found in Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. In either case, go ahead and increase each of your stats, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma by 1 point. We get the features of Speed of 35 feet, Dark Vision of 60 feet, Deathless Nature, Spider Climb, Vampiric Bite, and 2 skills. We'll go with Athletics and Acrobatics. And now for a bit of concerning lore from Sorin Markov, because some of you might not know his origins. Ooh, this was the part that I missed. So, Sorin became a vampire when his grandfather found out the secret to immortality, and became a vampire himself, and decided, you know what, my whole entire family should be able to gain benefit of the experience of eternal life. So, much to Sorin's reluctantness, his grandfather forced Sorin to drink the blood of an angel. Yeah, that's the origins of vampires. Drinking the blood of an angel. Now, drinking the blood of the angel not only unlocked this immortal gift of being a vampire, but also activated Sorin's spark, the Planeswalker's spark. Of course, the Planeswalker's spark is what allows Planeswalkers to plane shift. And we can actually get the Planeswalker background from the supplement Planeswalkers of Ravnica made by Christopher Willett. Now, this background gives us proficiencies in Arcana and Survival skills. We also get proficiency in one musical instrument or gaming set of choice. One language of choice will go with Celestial, because, blood of an angel. We also get the feature Planeswalker's Spark. This gives us access to the spell found in this book, Plane Shift. Oh no, not Plane Shift, it's Planeswalk? Planeswalk, yes, Planeswalk. It's not Plane Shift, it is actually a weaker spell. If I remember correctly, it's a 4th level spell, but anyway. Planeswalk. So now you are able to planeswalk, I believe it's once per day. But this is why I kind of like the Planeswalkers of Ravnica, because it introduces this new background, it introduces a new spell, and it even introduces stat blocks for some of our favorite Planeswalkers. Unfortunately, not Sorin, but still a very nice supplement. But again, some Dungeon Masters might not like this for your build, since it's technically a homebrew supplement. So, as an alternative, you can either go with the Noble background, or you can go with the background Silverquill Student, giving you proficiencies in Intimidation and Persuasion. 2 languages will go with Celestial and Elvish. Now, I picked Elvish because, as it turns out, Sorin not only mentored Nahiri, but also mentored Nissa. Which, honestly, that's kind of nice, having a mentor like Sorin. Though Sorin is not the best person, he's still a decent guy. Anyway, not the point. Background of Silverquill in Student gives you access to the feature Silverquill Initiate, which gives you access to 2 cantrips, Sacred Flame, Thaumaturgy, and 1 first level spell, Heroism. Now, like I said, the fact that the vampirism of Innistrad is activated through drinking angel's blood is concerning, to say the least. And this is what gave Sorin not only his powers, but his Planeswalker Spark, leads me to believe that there is only one clear option for starting Sorin's build out, and that is the Divine Soul Sorcerer. If you chose the Planeswalker background, go ahead and get the skills Intimidation and Persuasion. If you went with the Silverquill Student background, grab the skills Arcana and Religion. Your spellcasting ability uses Charisma, and the Divine Soul Sorcerer gives you access to Divine Magic. Go ahead and pick Neutrality, and you also get Favored by the Gods. So, that is just our start, because of the Angel's Blood, unlocking our powers and our Planeswalker's Spark. What about everything else? Well, Sorin did end up learning blood magic from his grandfather and some other sources. So, yes, he is a Sangromancer, or a blood magic user, which is a type of wizard. So, we're going to need to go for Wizard as our multi-class. This will give us access to another spellcasting feature, which uses our intelligence modifier. We also get the feature Arcane Recovery. Second level sorcerers will get Fount of Magic, and second level wizards get their Arcane Tradition. Now, Tal'Dorei Reborn has access to the Arcane Tradition Blood Magic, which gives us the features of Blood Channeling and Sanguine Burst. Now, give me a quick second, because I did recently purchase the Kobold Press's Deep Magic book, and I believe page 322. Hold on a second, I do apologize. Yes, Deep Magic has a subclass for wizards known as the Blood Mage, which is an arcane tradition for your wizard. So if you do not have access to Tal'Dorei Reborn, but do have access to the Kobold Press's material, you do have a secondary option. But, like I said in the last time I did the Sorin Markov build, if your Dungeon Master isn't too keen on either of these options, since they are not quote-unquote core material, you can just go with a Necromancy Wizard, which technically is still lore accurate, since Blood Magic is just a more powerful form of necromancy in the world of Magic the Gathering. So anyway, moving on to third level Sorcerer, we'll get the meta magic options Subtle Spell and Twin Spell. Level 4 Sorcerers get access to an ability score improvement or a feat. We're going to go with the feat Weapon Master. This will increase our strength by 1 and give us a weapon proficiency in short swords, long swords, great swords, and halberds. That way we'll be able to use the proper weaponry, since Sorin does have access to a magical sword. Can't remember the name of it exactly, but I think it's very similar to the 9 Lives Stealer. I don't remember. You'll have to tell me in the comment section down below, or I will do it myself and tell you what magical items he has and what they might be related to. Anyway, moving on to 4th level Wizard, we're going to grab the feat Keen Mind. We're grabbing this because, 1, we get a +1 to our intelligence, making it 15. 2, the features that we get on top of that are, you know which way is north, you always know the number of hours before the next sunrise or sunset, very, very useful for a vampire, since they need to know when the sun will rise. And thirdly, you can accurately recall anything you have seen or heard within the past month. Very useful. Especially for a planeswalker like Sorin, who is trying to learn as much as possible from his journeys across the multiverse. Level 6 Sorcerers get Empowered Healing from the Divine Soul Sorcery. Level 6 Wizards get Bond of Mutual Suffering from Tal'Dorei Reborn's Blood Magic. Level 8 Sorcerers get an ability score improvement. Go ahead and increase your strength and your intelligence each by 1, rounding them both off to a 16. Level 8 Wizards get an ability score improvement as well. Go ahead and increase your charisma by 2, making it a 16. Wizards at level 10 get Glyph of Hemorrhaging from their Blood Magic in Tal'Dorei Reborn. And we're going to finish this build off with level 9 Sorcerer and level 9 Wizard. We don't get any features from either subclasses, nor do we get them from the actual class. We just get access to a couple more spells. And while this is the end of the build, it's not the end of the video, as we still have our spells to go over. So here are the spells that I found the most accurate for Sorin Markov. Starting off with the Sorcerer spell list. For your cantrips: Frostbite, Infestation, Message, Prestidigitation, and Ray of Frost. First level spells: Command, Healing Word, Inflict Wounds, and Mage Armor. Second level spells: Suggestion, Enhance Ability. Third level: Vampiric Touch and Spirit Guardians. Fourth level: Stone Shape. And fifth level: Summon Celestial. Now I picked Stone Shape because of his time with Nahiri. He actually did learn a little bit of Lithomancy. So you'll probably see a couple of spells that relate to that training with Nahiri. Now for the Wizard spell list, and this is a pretty good selection of spells. We have for cantrips: Chill Touch, Friends, Minor Illusion, Mold Earth, and Toll the Dead. First level: Cause Fear, Charm Person, False Life, Feather Fall, Jump, Magic Missile, Shield, and Sleep. Second level spells, we have Blur, Earthbind, Invisibility, Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, Mirror Image, Shadow Blade. For third level, we have Animate Dead, Haste, Life Transference, and Summon Undead. For your fourth level spells: Confusion, Locate Creature, Polymorph. Fifth level spells, we have Dance Macabre, Dominate Person, and Innovation. He did have to unmake his own angelic creation after all, so having a powerful destruction spell only makes sense. And for your sixth level spells, we have Mass Suggestion and Investure of Stone. And with that being said, that is all the time I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this build on October, our Halloween month of spooktacular builds. But I'll have to see you next time. Until then, this has been Drahon, and I am offline.